So in my last videos I talked about the GT-3 and if it holds up with new devices like the Chuck from Underdog or the Quad Cortex. And that is not necessarily fair because it is not a model, it is a multi-effects unit. So today I want to take you on a ride with me with my rev generator, with the Capture X, and we're using the GT-3 just as it's supposed to be used, as a multi-effects unit in front of the amp or as a preamp section in the return of the amp. And you then in the comments let me know, but politely please, let me know which is the better solution. Let's get it on. Okay, so we're starting with the GT-3 in front of the amp, so we're using it in front of the preamp section of the rev. So we're taking the preamp section of the rev and the power amp section of the rev. The Capture will be our cabinet substitute, and we're just listening to the overdrives and the distortions. Some of them are okay, some of them are pretty good, and some of them are like... All of them, I guess, I tried to find it on the internet, but I didn't find anything. It's not written in the manual. I believe that they're inspired by classic Boss pedals, just like these little pedals. I mean, this is from Volta and this is the Fire Dirt, but it's not, you know what I mean, these metal zones or fuzzes or DS1, DS2, whatever there is. However, I believe that the little pedals influenced the GT-3, or the GT-3 invented some of the other pedals, but I'm not sure about that. If I can find out, I'm gonna pinpoint it down here in the video. And now let's listen to some more sounds. Please keep in mind, the GT-3 is a full analog system. So every distortion, every fuzz, every overdrive relies on a analog circuit. So it's just like a pedal, but bigger. And if you want to use it in front of the amp and just use it as a multi-effects unit to boost your amp, that works totally fine. Now let's switch in the back of the amp and have a listen to the sounds of the preamp. Those are, or let's put it this way, in my opinion, they don't hold up with going directly into the amp and just using the overdrives. Going in front of the amp and using the Revs preamp is much more saturated, gives you more warmth, more tone, more gravity, pulls you deep into that sound black hole. Using the preamps of the GT-3 is okay if you do like cover gigs where you need a certain type of sound or where you need different types of sound, but if you would do that, I would rather go to a cheap modern solution, just like a Clone X or something from Hotone that might do the job better. If you need something in front of your amp where just boost a little bit up, where you can have some funny effects with it, which you can see in the last videos, that is the GT-3, and that is what you use the GT-3 for. So my final verdict, in front of the amp, does a fantastic job. Fantastic overdrive section from 1998, I believe, is a cool solution on a budget. I paid 50 bucks for it on eBay. It's not expensive, and you have a big variety of cool boost pedals, and instead of building a huge pedal board with boss effects, whoever want to do that, you can just take the GT-3, it's perfectly fine. And you have a very, very, very cheap and cool solution for your overdrive tones. If you want to see more of those videos, if you like those videos, if you want to see more guitar nerdy stuff where I taking things apart or comparing stuff to the other which are not comparable, make sure to hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next hangout. Leave a comment, but please be polite. Let's discuss and let's not rant about each other. See you in the next hangout.